Okay, if the property owner does not redeem, if the property owner does not come forward, then what's going to happen is a process of you're going to have to try to take over that property.
Hi there, my name is Sheldon, and today Ted Thomas, the Tax Lien Certificate and Tax Deed Authority, will be answering your questions about Alabama property tax sales. Ted, your team gathered these questions from Google, Bing, and other social media platforms, and a lot of people want to know about Alabama. So let's get into it right away, okay?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, I've got a question from Emma from YouTube. And she's asking, does Alabama sell tax lien certificates or tax deeds?
They sell tax lien certificates, but let me give you a little insider on this, okay? All of the states have counties, and all of the counties are authorized to sell a tax defaulted property, okay? So all of them do that. But then certain states have decided they want to be benevolent. Now, that's my word, benevolent. In other words, they're going to be nice to the people who live in the state. And so they sell tax lien certificates. So about 1,500 counties nationwide, all of the ones in Alabama, of course, sell tax lien certificates. However, if the people don't pay the tax lien certificate and someone doesn't ultimately do something about it, it's going to end up as a tax deed. So not to confuse you folks, they call the states tax lien states or tax deeds, but all states will sell tax defaulted property when it comes down to the last and final sale. But we're talking about Alabama today, and you want to know about tax lien certificates? Well, they definitely sell tax lien certificates in Alabama. Does that help out?
Oh, that's great. Thanks, Ted. I got one here from Sophia from YouTube, and she's asking, how much interest can I earn in Alabama from tax lien certificates?
Okay, well, the interest rate in Alabama is not very high. Some of the states it's high, but Alabama, you can earn up to 12%. Okay, so if you bought a tax certificate and the bidding went okay, you can earn up to 12% on a tax lien certificate in Alabama.
That's great. That's interesting. Okay, I got one from James here from LinkedIn, as a matter of fact, and he's asking, is there a redemption period in Alabama? If so, how long is it?
Okay, you're asking about a redemption period. Okay, well, anytime they sell a tax lien certificate, basically what happens is you buy, if you're an investor, you buy the tax lien certificate, which is good. So now you've got a certificate, all right? But the property owner is allowed to come in other words, come forward and buy that tax lien certificate back from you. So that's called a redemption period. So it's not like redemption in the church, it's redemption. In other words, they're going to buy their tax lien certificate back, and that can be up to 3 years.
Wow. Okay, good to know. All right, Laura from Instagram is asking, does Alabama have auctions online, or does she have to go in person?
Okay, well, the county decides. Now, you understand you have a lot of counties in each one of these states. So counties can have their own rules, but basically in Alabama, they sell online and they sell offline. And so you can do both. So if you went to one county and they didn't sell online, well, you could go right next door and you could buy online. So there's most of the counties do sell online in Alabama.
Okay, good. All right, Henry from TikTok is asking, what is the bidding process? What is it like during the tax lien certificate sale in Alabama?
Well, I want to tell you, there's a lot of confusion with the bidding process in Alabama. So let's make it as simple as we possibly can. Okay, they'll have a maximum rate when the county and the legislature make the rule. And that was 12% that we discussed earlier. The next bid will be a down bid. In other words, the bid was at 12% when they opened up the bidding. The next bidding is a down bid, probably 11.5 or 11, might even go down to 10. And they can bid it all the way down to like 0.25%. Now, why someone would bid down that low, I don't know, but you're getting the idea.
Okay, that's really neat. I got one from Mia at Twitter. She's asking, what happens if multiple investors bid on the same tax lien certificate in Alabama?
Well, it's a bidding process, and they can have the person conducting the auction, which is generally the treasurer or the tax collector that's doing this. They can have them have a procedure, but what they'll usually do in the real world, it's a real world at an auction. In the real world, they'll say, "Let's have another bid," and someone will bid lower. In other words, they'll make another bid, so they don't have to get in a big argument over the thing. Someone can just make a lower bid, and so they'll get by that whole situation. It's not complicated.
Okay, that's fair. Diego from Instagram is asking, what happens if the property owner fails to redeem the tax lien certificate in Alabama?
Okay, if the property owner does not redeem, in other words, they don't come forward and buy your certificate back. Now, let's keep in mind, a tax lien certificate is nothing more than like I'm holding up a piece of paper, okay? It's nothing more than a piece of paper. And when you bought the certificate, the piece of paper, it allowed you to make an interest rate. So if the property owner does not come forward, then what's going to happen is a process of you're going to have to try to take over that property. So you're going to have to wait a period of time, could be anywhere from 1 year to 3 years, to tell them, look, you're going to foreclose. You're going to foreclose on the right of redemption, and you're going to do a quiet title, and you're going to get rid of them from the property. Now, that's a somewhat complex problem, so I'm not going to try to demonstrate it to you on this video, but here's what I'll tell you to do. What you need to do whenever it's a little complex like that is, even though I'm doing it for 35 years, I'm reading this from the state statute. That's the state law. So I read from the state law. Don't try to be an expert. This is the time you should seek out an experienced attorney, an experienced real estate broker that's been involved in these kind. Now, both of these individuals I'm talking about, or both these professions I'm talking about, when I say you should seek them out, you want to seek them out because they have experience. You don't want to just get any real estate broker that just got their license, because they're not going to know about tax lien certificates and tax deed. So you need to seek out experienced people, sit down and make sure you know what you're doing before you invest money. This is not a game. This is not having fun. When you give your money, when you take the money out of your wallet, or you take the money and write a check or whatever, and you invest with the county to get that certificate, this is serious money. All right, so I am not an attorney, I'm not a real estate broker, and I'm certainly not a financial advisor. I'm an author, a publisher, and an investor. So here's where you seek out that attorney with experience and seek out brokers with experience, or people that have experience at these auctions. Now, keep in mind, you're buying this in a public arena, and that means you're buying it from the county. They'll answer all your questions, but they're not going to give you legal advice any more than I will.
Okay, great. Thank you. How can I find, and this is from Candy via Twitter, how can I find information about upcoming tax lien certificate sales in Alabama?
Okay, well, this is a challenge for all of our investors. People that come to us, they want to learn about tax liens, they want to learn about tax deeds, but there's no universal place you can go. So some time ago, I created what I call an interactive map and auction calendar, which I'm going to show you. It's going to be right below me, but we're going to show you that in a minute. Now, the interactive map and auction calendar is going to allow you with your cursor to go to the individual states when this auction's taking place. All right. Now, we're going to do that electronically. You'll get a demonstration of it here when I finish. And you can go there and you'll see these white circles on the map. And then the counties that have a very small population, they'll have hundreds of tax lien certificates. However, the population of the counties, big counties like Miami-Dade, they'll have hundreds, even thousands of tax lien certificates. By using the map that's below me, you can go there and get information on all of these counties and find out how many tax lien certificates there are. All right, so finally, if you didn't go to my interactive map and auction calendar, which is a way to learn all this, or if you didn't do that, you can go to the county and you can do all the research you want at the county, and it's absolutely free, as is the calendar, which is right below me.
Oh, that's terrific, Ted. Thanks so much. Folks, if you have any questions for Ted, go ahead, comment below this video, and you'll get the answers from him. In addition, please take a moment to like, subscribe to the channel. Thanks very much, and we hope to see you next time.
Don't forget, request your free auction list right below me.